So, let's talk about AI. It really feels like one day we just woke up and suddenly it was everywhere. Artificial intelligence went from this thing in movies to something that's completely changing how we work, how we create, even how we think. It feels like it happened overnight.
And that's where we've got to start, because this isn't just another tech trend. No way. The arrival of really powerful, accessible AI, it's a fundamental shift. For decades, this stuff was just a concept, locked away in research labs or on the big screen. But in this decade, it moved right into our homes and onto our phones.
I mean, you know these names, right? The launch of something like ChatGPT back in late 2022, that was a total game changer. It became one of the fastest spreading technologies in human history. And for the very first time, it made AI a real dinner table topic for millions of us all around the world.
But that's the big question, isn't it? This whole explosion of AI capability feels so instantaneous. The truth, though, is that we're standing on the shoulders of a long and honestly a really dramatic and often difficult history. This was anything but an overnight success story. The journey to the AI we have today was, well, it was a 70-year roller coaster, full of these incredible highs, crushing lows, and a lot of quiet, persistent work that eventually, against all odds, changed everything. Just look at this timeline. You can see right away that progress was not a straight line, not at all. The whole field was born back in 1956 with this incredible wave of optimism. We had these early wins, like Shaky the Robot in the 60s, but then the hype just got way ahead of reality, and that led to these long periods of disappointment. But key moments, man versus machine moments like Deep Blue beating a chess grandmaster, and especially that deep learning breakthrough in 2012, they reignited the flame, and that led directly to the explosion we're seeing right now.
And those periods of collapse, they were so severe that researchers actually called them AI winters. Funding would completely freeze over. Labs would shut their doors. The entire field was basically dismissed as a failure. It's so important to get this. The path here was paved with these moments where the whole thing was nearly abandoned, where the promise of AI almost died out for good.
So you see this cycle, right? This incredible promise followed by this deep anxiety. It might feel totally unique to AI, but is it? When you take a step back and look at history, you find that, yeah, we've actually faced this kind of massive technological disruption before.
And by comparing this AI revolution to a couple of other huge transformative moments in our past, we can get a much clearer picture of the challenges and the choices that are staring us right in the face today.
Okay, think about it like this. The Industrial Revolution. That was all about automating muscle power. It caused massive social upheaval. You had workers, the Luddites, literally smashing machines because they were terrified their skills were becoming obsolete. Fast forward to today, and AI is automating cognitive labor, the skills of the mind. And this is raising a brand new version of that same old fear, the idea of a potential useless class, as historian Yuval Noah Harari puts it, a class of people whose mental skills just can't keep up with the machines.
And then there's this other perfect parallel, the atomic age. Just like nuclear tech, AI is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it has this incredible promise, the potential to solve humanity's biggest problems, everything from curing disease to tackling climate change. But on the other hand, it presents risks on a scale that could affect all of civilization. And just like the world came together to create treaties to manage nuclear risk, right now we're seeing the very first global summits trying to figure out how to govern AI safely.
And listen, this isn't just some sci-fi paranoia. When one of the greatest scientific minds of our time, Stephen Hawking, issues a warning this stark, it just underlines the sheer scale of what's at stake. He saw both sides, the unbelievable promise and the profound peril. And it's because the stakes are so high that AI is forcing us to ask these really fundamental questions. Questions about the very pillars of our civilization. How do we govern ourselves? How do we create? What does it even mean to be human anymore? When it comes to government, we're starting to see the rise of what some people are calling an algocracy. Basically, rule by algorithms. Governments are already using AI for things like deciding where to send police or who gets welfare benefits. The problem is, when these systems are total black boxes, it can just destroy accountability and trust. I mean, who do you appeal to when an algorithm gets it wrong? And in the creative world? Well, AI is an unbelievably powerful new tool, for sure. But it has also kicked off a huge battle. The recent actors and writers' strikes were really about this exact issue, making sure that AI serves human artists rather than replacing them or just stealing their work without their permission. The protections they won, that set a massive precedent for the future of all creative work. But really, when you get down to it, this technology is holding up a giant mirror to us.
By creating a non-human intelligence, AI is forcing us to get really specific about our own. It's making us stop and identify and maybe revalue the qualities that a machine just can't replicate. Things like empathy, our moral compass, our consciousness, our ability to love and connect with each other.
So, all of this brings us right here, to the future. We are standing at a crossroads, with a technology so powerful it could create vastly different worlds. So what on earth might those futures actually look like?
While thinkers and futurists have sketched out a few main possibilities, we could see a future of symbiosis, where we literally merge with AI, becoming this enhanced hybrid intelligence. Then there's the utopian dream, where a kind AI gets rid of scarcity and work, freeing us up to just pursue our passions. And of course, there's the dystopian risk, a world of total surveillance, or one where a superintelligence we can't control leaves humanity completely powerless. But here's the most important part. None of these futures are guaranteed. This is the one lesson history teaches us again and again. We are not just passive observers here. The future of AI is not something that's just going to happen to us. It's something that we will build through the choices we make right now about our ethics, about our laws, and about what we as a society decide to value.
And that leaves us with the biggest question of all. It isn't really about what the technology can do. It's about us. What will we prioritize? What values will we decide to code into these systems? What kind of world do we actually want AI to help us create? The story isn't over. In fact, we are all writing the next chapter, right now.